in there?
I forgot to start the recording on the video.
All right, I'm looking.
I'm ready to come in. I'm like, uh-oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, it happens. Today is a little bit weird.
Yeah, we're starting at a really odd time.
Yeah, it's a late night after a baseball game. I just drove like 60 something miles to get here after work, after a baseball game to get here. So
yeah, and we're here. We're doing it.
Yeah, listen, that's what we do. We bring you entertainment every week, whether we suck or not.
That's right.
Theophan fans.
It's mildly entertaining to extremely entertaining, depending on who you talk to.
Yeah, and some people think it's very funny.
They lick my balls if they don't. So.
Yeah.
From Munda. Lick my balls from the backside.
God, that would be terrible.
Was a popular saying of the last 2 weeks.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that was heard at work. So we'll leave it there.
Yeah,
was good.
Camaro's on the road.
Fuck yeah, I did see the license plate when I pulled in the other night. So I
figured. Did you see the picture I put of it here?
Very cool. Very cool.
At the new studio. Looks pretty badass out there. You can check that out on our Instagram. I have that picture up.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna rip her into work tomorrow.
Yeah?
I think so.
Cool.
I think I'll Yeah, so we went to the swap meet car show thing they had at the Dutchess County Fairgrounds.
Yep.
Just looked around. There was some stuff there that we could have used, but we're not to that stage yet. So it doesn't really make sense for us to do it at this point.
Good thing is those things come around usually twice a year. Early in the summer and around fall.
Next year, this time, we'll have our eyes on more stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
But I try to explain it to him like, hey, see this thing? It's $60 here. See this online? It's $130.
This is where you want to buy it.
Yeah, like if you can buy it, you buy it, you know. But other than that, just weird busy. Not busy, but weird busy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The living room floor
was not comfortable.
It didn't do well.
I don't know why you didn't just go in the spare room there.
I don't know. I kept fucking going from the chair to the floor, from the floor back to the chair. I got, I think, an hour on the floor and about a half hour in the chair.
I could have put up the queen size airbed for you too, but you just didn't say anything.
I didn't even think about it.
You're like, nope, I'm going in that chair. The chair's awesome to nap in, but
yeah, I think that's what it is. I had success napping in it, but the long-term sleep was not.
No, because then you eventually get your legs get numb or some shit.
And it was almost like I was putting myself under pressure to fall asleep.
Yeah.
And the worse that went, the fucking worse it was.
So. Yeah. So you got a new bed then?
Yeah. So I got home Saturday after work and assembled that. And assembled the platform. And the bed had already been out for the 24 hours, so it's poofed up and
yes. Yep, that's how mine was.
I mean, we went from a king to a queen. Downside.
So I had to give you some more room in the bedroom.
Right. But getting used to being closer together. But the fucking big thing is the animals.
Now they're not.
When you have a king size bed, you don't notice 2 dogs and a cat. Now
you're that guy.
With the queen size, you notice 2 dogs and a cat. So Piper's gonna have to go sleep with his mom Haley, and Bella can stay with us. And the cat sleeps on the foot of the bed, and he don't go nowhere. And honestly, halfway through the night, he ends up going outside anyway. But yeah,
you're that guy.
I am that guy. I am definitely that guy. And I don't normally mind it, but now being the bed is higher, Bella can't jump up on that. So if she jumps down to go get a drink and comes back, she's fucking yipping to get back up on the bed. Which you'd feed her a hot dog of the Presto variety.
Yes, I would.
So, we got that up. Slept like a fucking champ.
Where'd you get it from?
Amazon.
Yeah. I got a good one on there.
Yeah. I think altogether between the mattress and the platform was like 5 something.
Yeah. What kind of platform did you get?
Did
it have a million pieces to put together like mine did?
Not a million, but it was enough. It's heavy duty. It's a good to like 4,000 pounds.
Yeah.
So the slatted kind, it came in like 2 big legs that folded open for the side rails, and then the head thing attached, the bottom attached, the middle had a thing, and then all the slats went in. So,
yeah.
I was kind of positioned out of the room, so Carly kind of put that together, but it only took her about 20 minutes.
Yeah, 2 left hands over here can't do
Well,
shit.
I had to fucking, I obliterated the box spring in the other bed because it was a split. It was a split king destroyed. It's fucking toothpicks.
Yeah.
Oh, it was bad.
As bad as the stool and the snowblower.
Way worse. Way worse. Like I don't know how the fuck I wasn't on the floor. That thing was destroyed. But yeah, no, it's in there now. And today I put away all new clothes and shit and straightened up. Did some laundry.
I'm at that point. Do you find yourself doing this where you got to like purge your closet and shit and your dresser about this time of year?
Every year. Yeah. Every year I do. And I have a fucking wife who does the opposite. She just keeps adding on and adding on and adding on. Like she hasn't done laundry in 3 weeks.
Like I gotta go to like Walmart or something, get some bins,
right? And
take the winter clothes, put them away. The shit that's not gonna fit anymore,
right?
Out the door. I gotta kind of do that. So well, growing up in Mount Marion, you didn't have all this extra space, so you had to figure out,
exactly.
So I got to kind of do that because my closet's kind of full now. I got to just purge everything out,
like uniforms.
Yeah. Every year I just throw them out and get new ones. I don't know why you find so much humor in that, but I do.
Fucking great. It's tremendous. It really is. But other than that,
and you've witnessed it.
I have witnessed it
2 years in a row.
Goodbye. Yesterday, didn't do shit really. Hung out, just kind of chilled. Caught up on.
It's a good day to have a good day off.
Yeah, caught up on Bel Air. Good end of the season episode. Did you watch it this year?
Season 2? I haven't watched season 1.
Really? Yeah. End of season 2.
Good.
Much more serious than the original. But the episode ends. The last episode of the second season ends with, what goes on? Because the whole first 2 seasons took you from Will getting to Bel Air all through his first year at Bel Air Academy. Now, the end of the second season, last episode, he goes, what goes on around Bel Air in the summertime? And his girlfriend's like, oh, you ain't. She's like, oh, you're about to like, get into it. And how does it end with summertime coming on? So
summer,
yeah. There's original hints here and there. The original, the younger sister, the youngest one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Her Tatiana Ali came back and played a teacher in the new one.
Oh, good.
So there's little guest appearances and shit, but it's pretty good. Air comes out on Amazon Friday night.
You'll be watching it.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
That's really it, man. Other than that, it's just kind of
just a grind.
Yeah, getting to next weekend. I think I have 2 days off. I talked to Preston. I'll be playing dirtbag and giving him whiskey as he fixes my car, and I play Gopher, and then we drink.
Yeah, see, I ask him how much to put it on, and I give him cash because I ain't a dirtbag.
He likes to drink.
Yeah.
And then we'll grill some meat. That's another thing. And then, Memphis is almost here. 4 more weeks.
Don't say grilling meat to Sal because he'll be over trying to get.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, you want to move into our first segment?
Yeah, let's do it.
Right, let's go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This week's top 5, the top 5 favorite foods from the concession stand. This was done on the fly because we had a different top 5, and I just got so behind with working late nights and then the game today that I couldn't get the list together.
No doubt.
And I'm like, concession stands, that's easy. I'll start off number 5. Fried dough at the Saugerties Babe Ruth Field.
Higher on my list.
Okay. We will talk about it then.
Okay. Number 5, ice cream and a helmet.
They are cool, but it was the same Sunday you got. It was a stupid helmet.
That's all it was.
Yeah.
It was every year you had to get the helmet.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Very nostalgic. Big, yeah, especially now. Like, listen, we've talked about it. I don't care for the new Yankee Stadium.
Right.
Citi Field's beautiful. I miss the old ballparks. That's just me. But yeah, that takes it back to going to Shea or going to
and getting the old helmet.
Stadium. Yep, getting your little helmet.
$9 fucking helmet Sunday.
Back then it would have been $6.50.
Yeah.
But still, yeah, absolutely.
No, they were cool, and it was nostalgia to a point. And
Yeah.
you can get them at Mickey's Igloo. They have them.
Oh no
They
shit.
have the helmet Sundays.
Oh
Yeah,
sweet.
so that's still pretty cool.
Cool.
Number 4, easily number 4. Just a good old fashioned hot dog or hamburger from the Little League field.
Okay.
They were always good.
Yep.
Fries, hot dog, hamburger.
Yep.
You're only talking like $5.
Well, at the Little League field.
Right.
Yeah.
At the Little League field. Still today, probably.
$28.50 at the stadium.
Or more.
Or more.
And it was always reasonable, and they were always good. Like the fry. When have you ever gone to the Little League ball field and the fries weren't good?
Never.
They're always good.
Even the ones that have been sitting there for a minute, they're still good.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Even the ones Gladys Hutton had an 86 in
That's
the
right.
freezer.
It was
They're still
88. She was serving them, but they were still good.
Yep.
So number 4, French fries. It's just the stadium staple, man. They're awesome.
Yeah.
You get that little cardboard boat filled with fries. I'm not a big salt guy.
I am.
Yeah, I know you are. I don't salt them down too much. A little bit of ketchup, on my way.
I put the cut now. Are you a drizzler or one spot in the corner of the thing? Or a little of both?
I've become a one spot on the corner of the thing guy because it's once you get on your fucking hands, it's everywhere.
Yep.
So
so you need to grab it, dip it.
Definitely.
My number 3. From the Saugerties Youth Football League days, the bacon, egg, and cheeses in the morning.
Yo, they were always good.
They were fire, bro. That was a good way to start the day.
Yep. Bacon, egg, and cheese. Locks would donate bagels.
Yep.
Or I think we did the regular hard rolls too.
Yeah. Tons of great food came out of that concession
Absolutely,
stand up there.
dude. Hell yeah. My number 3, fried dough.
So at the Babe Ruth field,
Yeah,
Friday nights.
Yep.
Friday night fried dough. People would come to the field not even to watch a game, just to get the fried dough. And you had to get there early because they'd sell out, and that was it.
Right. Yeah, no, it was a happening. It's like it was the equal going to the fried dough, going to the ballpark for fried dough at Canton's on Friday, almost coincided with going to the exchange for pizza on Friday.
Yeah, yeah.
The only 2 days that we can get the shit, so.
Right. And
Tony's Pizza was always awesome.
And the fried dough up there always reminded me of like a bazaar fried dough.
The Glasgow Bazaar fried dough.
Right. It was very similar.
Another thing where people would go just on Friday nights for the fried dough.
Yeah.
Not even stay for the shit. Just go get the fried dough and get out.
And get the hell home. Yep.
Yep.
Who thinks fried dough like that, right?
It's good.
It is good. Number 2. My number 2 is pretty easy. It's the flavor ices.
Okay. Yeah.
You always had so. I'll elaborate on a little bit more. Just not the flavor ice, the candy, the flavor, but the flavor ice being the main part of it.
Right.
But going and getting the bubble gums where it said home run or single or double on the baseball gums
in the little Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That stuff. Getting the one, the Twizzlers that were 5 cents for one in a bag. So, going up there and you had like 40 cents in your pocket, you could come away with something.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep.
My number 2.
2.
Very specific. Stadium pretzel, but not the ones from inside.
Oh, they're terrible inside.
The ones from outside where they're heating them up over the coals.
Yep.
They have that coal-fired taste to them. If they've been on too long, you could put them through your fucking windshield. So
you ain't lying, bro.
The key is getting them at the right time.
Yeah.
But if you get them at the right time, there's nothing like it.
I remember me and you having some in that cold-ass Yankee game we went to.
Yep.
And they were like rock hard by the time we got them up to the seats. Yeah.
Oh, snapping shit off. It was bad. But at the right temperature, awesome.
Yeah. And do you know my number 1?
It's got to be the sandwich from Orange County.
No, that's going to be honorable mention.
Though.
It does. I didn't think of it that way because it was the pit shack. I didn't think concession stand. That would be like an honorable mention. Okay. No, my number 1, my all-time favorite concession snack, whatever.
Yeah.
Chocolate cow soda.
Oh man, chocolate cow is the shit.
I wish Coke would come back out with it. I love that fucking soda.
I didn't get it a lot at the field, but I did get it at the bowling alley because the bowling alley vending machine, he always stocked it with CNC. And Sioux City sarsaparilla and the chocolate cow.
Chocolate cow
was the shit,
and that was the best thing to have back then.
It was
you go up, I'd be like, they'd sell out, and you'd be like, "Fuck!"
Yeah, and get there early enough. God damn it!
Yep.
If you had a late game, you're fucked.
Yeah. Yep.
My number 1, the good old ballpark hot dog.
like the ballpark Frank.
Like the Nathan's that you still
That,
taste
that
from
we
18
burp up
years
from,
ago. Yeah. Yeah, that one.
from the game we went to.
Any ballpark hot dog, shitty or not, it's still a ballpark hot dog.
Yeah. Do you remember being a kid and like they'd come out and they'd have the box of hot dogs and your team would be out there playing All-Stars or something? And they'd come out after the
All
game, just give a
wrapped.
box of hot dogs to everybody.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. That's synonymous with going to the ballpark.
Right.
SYFL concession stand had great hot dogs too. Remember we had the hot dog roller?
That's right. Yeah. Early on we had the flat top.
Oh, we had
And then
both
we
still
used-
going, but
Then we used the crock pot for the
Yeah.
steamed hot dogs. Yeah,
Yep.
we had a little bit of everything over the years. So
yeah, and we'd steam the rolls in there. And
yeah,
then,
made them fucking super awesome. So
yeah. No, that was a fun, easy, cool top 5 to do.
yeah, absolutely.
You know,
We
quick.
always had our special. We would have the chili once a season.
Yep.
Which always went over big.
And the other thing that was always pretty awesome, and if you ever took part in these, you knew, was when we did the bake sales.
Oh man,
Because
You
it
going
gave
with
the
shit for the
concession
week.
stand people off for the day. They only
Right.
made coffee or whatever.
made a fortune.
Made a fortune on
And
bake
went
sales.
home with awesome shit that lasted all
Yeah.
week. So
Yep. That was some cool stuff.
big hunks of fucking pumpkin bread and all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
So.
Where's your favorite concession stand?
Professional or
Anywhere. Your favorite, like there's got to be one you're like, you just love whatever comes out of this concession stand.
if I had to kick it back, it's the Babe Ruth one, really.
Mine would be the Little League
Our
one.
Little League one was equally as good, but both
Because you were just always around there. But
Right.
I don't know, like the SYFL one had a lot of good memories
It
in.
did. I
You know
mean,
what I mean?
I spent seasons cooking in there too.
Yeah. Well, we all took turns. You know,
Yeah.
you take turns, you go, you come back.
I had to come out of the concession stand to watch you almost get ejected.
No, I thought that was the time you came out and I was fighting with a referee.
Yeah, you were pointing up at the referee and telling me you're going to fuck him up. So
Yeah, that did happen.
it did happen.
Hey, Highland, you better go get that guy. You better go get your guy.
It was JP that came to the concession stand
Yeah.
to get me. And it's funny, in all the years, it took until one of our last seasons for you to get ejected.
Yeah,
It
you would
took
thought it would have been a
long
lot
time,
sooner.
because
Than
you were
that.
mild. You were much more mild by then.
Yeah.
But early on, yeah, I could have sworn it would have been the first couple of years. But now,
But what did I do when I did get ejected?
You were great. Took a bow. Everybody cheered. It was awesome. So
Yeah.
fuck it.
Yeah, you lived through it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know though. Like, what's your favorite professional concession stand?
Fuck. It was awesome. Now I would say City Field because they have everything. But going back in the day, and the stadium was an absolute toilet bowl. The vet was the shit. It was terrible.
Yeah.
But it had basically, but they brought like a street festival atmosphere into like their food areas. So they had
Well, that's what I was going to say about
so many-
Fenway.
so many. Fenway was great on the outside, but so
Yeah.
many different stands. Like in the
Well, Fenway's
cheesesteak.
concession stand is literally in the road, but it's part of Fenway.
Right.
So
Right.
that's why I was going to say Fenway. I had these phenomenal sausage and peppers from the fucking,
Oh yeah. Yep.
from the stand. So
Where we sat last year, it was a newer section they put onto the stadium. So
no, you're good.
okay, it was a newer section they put onto the stadium, so it actually had their own bar
Yeah.
and concession stand up there. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's cool. No, they're fun, man. You get talking about concession stands. Doesn't matter where you are. If you're
No.
a soccer player, football, basketball, they always had something.
Now I'm going
somewhere.
to YouTube this shit tonight because it was a Food Network thing. I think it was a Food Network where they went from ballpark to ballpark, and each one had their own special thing. Like Milwaukee had something where they did. They cut the Krispy Kreme donuts in half and put the glazed side in and put the cheeseburger in the middle. Looked like a complete fucking
Yeah.
heart attack on a bun mess.
Yep.
But it was unique to that ballpark.
Well, I'll leave this for a separate show,
Yeah.
but I'll do race car ones,
Yeah.
racetrack ones.
Yeah.
But like you said, I went somewhere and they had like a chicken speedy, and I'm like, what the fuck's a speedy? Like,
It's all
you
in the
don't know.
sauce.
it's all in the sauce, but it's really like an Italian dressing on a
Right.
chicken, grilled chicken.
Right.
But it's like a huge thing up in that area, like over by Binghamton.
Yeah.
Huge. And I'm like, what the guy's like, you're kidding me, right? I go, I'm not from around here. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
He's like, here, he gave me one to like try.
Cool.
Whatever. But yeah, that'll be its own.
Okay.
That'll be its own session.
All right.
All right. You want to move along?
Yep.
All right. All right. 5 crazy questions sponsored by Scalable Computers this week via listener Purple Rain 81.
All right.
All right. These are pretty serious questions. They're good. They're heartfelt.
Yeah.
They're good.
I
We can both answer them because they're not.
I previewed them a little bit.
And I thought you should because they're a little deeper than a normal.
Right.
You know, would you rather get
Kicking the balls
by a
donkey.
rhino or whatever rhinoceros or whatever?
Yep.
All right. So number 1, what would you want to improve or change about yourself?
My health. It's a work in progress.
It'll always be
It'll always
like
be a work in progress.
I was looking in the camera here to make sure everything's right, and I'm
Yeah.
like, my fucking weight. Like a couple of weeks ago, I was thinner on the camera. Now I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, I'm rolling.
Listen, a lot of it's the shit you don't think about that you do to yourself. The lack of sleep that you get.
Right.
The horrible fucking food that we eat and the late nights and all that shit.
Yeah.
We need to just make a conscious effort to improve it.
We do.
Like work. Lately, I've been bringing yogurt in the mornings instead of eating those fucking bad for you fucking fast food things and all sorts of shit. And
it's changing habits, and we are in a high stress type thing.
Right.
You're doing damage in other ways, and sometimes you eat your feelings, and
yeah,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean. You don't. That's like you don't know
think
how
about
else
it.
to get it out.
Right.
Yeah. So I would be yeah, I would kind of agree with that. Like I'd want to improve, your health or whatever, and change. I don't know. I would just be more true to myself.
Yeah.
Instead of always tipping my hand towards making other people happy, be true to myself.
Yeah.
And try to go down the path I want to go down to, whether people like it or not.
Yeah. I find the older we get, the harder it ends up becoming, because you're now the whole old dog new tricks thing. You're so used to giving in or doing it that way because it's just what you know.
Right.
And the older you get, the harder it becomes to take those chances.
Oh, we're doing it.
Yeah, we are.
You're doing it right after this. You're doing it.
For sure.
All right. That was a good one. Number 2. Do you have any regrets? Would you go back and change those if you could?
Of course. Everybody's got regrets. Things I wouldn't change. Well, the things I would change, I would have finished college, whether it was Kobe or Ulster or something, because I fucking dropped out of both. And yeah, I mean, I've gone over it before with the whole divorce shit. I would have handled it differently. So yeah, other than that, would I change other things? No, because it's kind of what makes you who you are.
Well, you wouldn't be sitting here in this exact spot. One small change back then could have led to nothing ever happening.
Right, and that's the whole thing. That's why you have regrets, but do you really want to go back and change them? Because how much does that affect everything going forward?
Right. So yes, I do have regrets. I have regret around 2012. I should have taken care of something at that time.
Yeah.
But by not, ultimately somebody else has got what they wanted, and they're in a better spot for it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, I know.
So would I have changed that? In hindsight, yeah, I would have, but it would be selfish of me to have changed that.
Right. And that kind of goes in with going down your path that's going to be better for you, or doing things for other people that are better.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, I mean, of course you're not like you have both your parents. I'm missing one. So yeah, I would want to go back and change some of the,
okay, absolutely.
The times where you didn't take the extra 10 minutes and just go and have a conversation,
Right.
And you can't get that back. So the only way to kind of change it for the better for going forward is to make sure that you take those moments and say the things you need to say to the people that matter the most. So
yeah,
going down the road, you know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely.
All right, number 3. What terrible experience taught you a valuable lesson?
Terrible experience taught me a valuable lesson. Oh boy. I hate to fucking harp on that, but yeah, divorce, man.
Same. I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, divorce.
That's like the first time you're gutted.
Yeah, and I did it. So it's like the thing should be, well, you fucking deserve it. Yeah, in a way I did. But you don't realize what exactly it's gonna do to you until you're going through it.
Right. Well, you saw the dark days of me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like not off the couch.
Right.
Like it was fucking bad.
It's a big, big thing. And you've gone through it, and I've gone through it. When you're
In a way, I kind of did it twice
when
with
you-
the same person.
right. When you have your kids every day, and then you don't.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing.
But the valuable lesson it taught me is that, there was value in me, the person, not
Right.
just me, the father. There's
Right.
value in me, the person. And it taught me that somebody could love me for me and my faults and my kids. You know what I mean? Like I would have never known that
Right.
if I didn't meet that one proper person.
Sure.
It wouldn't have pushed me to figure that out. You know what I mean? So
Right.
is that the lesson you learn from it? Yeah. And it's probably also the lesson. It's probably also the thing that prevented me from doing it again.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? Like I
Right.
wasn't. It wouldn't be fair to other people. Like you have to have that
Again.
complete circle so
Right.
that it's fair.
Yeah. I would say coming out of that, the lesson you learn is now down the road. Here it is, a lot of years later, double digit years later, and I've got a good relationship with both of my boys. Talk to Chris pretty much every single day.
Right.
At least text with Max throughout the week and talk usually once or twice a week.
Right.
But it proved to me that even through the dark shit and even through the hurt that I caused, they were able to forgive. And I would say Chris and I for sure have a stronger relationship now than we've ever had. And Max too. Max
Yeah.
is growing up, and when there's shit going on in his life, the phone rings and he wants to tell me about it. And that means the world to me.
Right. Right.
Chris, like I said, me and Chris talk every day, twice today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Usually he'll
Yak.
he was going somewhere for work and gave me a call and we shot the shit, and he called me after work again and we shot the shit some more. So
Yeah. No. And you do learn you learn lessons from it. But the one thing, like,
nothing can. I did learn that even if something seems like it's broken and going to stay that way, it doesn't always have to be that way.
doesn't have to be that way. Right.
Right.
But so let me ask you this before we go on to question whatever 4 or whatever it was. What made you so available, so willing to get married again like that?
I don't know.
No, I'm serious. Like, cause that to me is like, I just don't know. That's like a line that I just don't know.
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't.
Were you the can man, trailer trim Jim?
I don't. I-
Like, cause you know my feelings on it. I probably could have once,
Right.
at least once,
right.
maybe a second time,
Right.
and I didn't.
Right.
But you did, like, you did again.
I did again.
So, do you feel it was like a need to have somebody with you, or
Yeah.
like what made you go that route?
Okay. So I learned that I could be alone if I wanted to be, but I also learned that I was happier with somebody.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Even now, like, listen, nothing is perfect. No marriage is perfect. They take work. We've gone through some shit times, and maybe we're coming out of it. I don't know. It's work every day, but I
Mhm.
know that when she's gone for a week for work,
You can't wait to see her when she comes back.
exactly. Those the first night or two is like, man, this really fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Regardless of what was going on, this really sucks. So yeah, No, it's a lot of. I think a lot of it has to do with that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things. I was just like I asked you this on the air. I've never asked you this just in a car ride, hanging out.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, man. Like I don't. Is that where we're different? Like,
But I would tell you, I would never do it again.
really?
I would not do it again. No.
See, and I'll tell you, I will do it again, but not now.
Because it doesn't.
I don't mean not now, but I mean like I will do it again. I probably should have done it again,
Right.
but I don't know.
I wouldn't do it again because I think I've learned that it doesn't need to be official on paper to make it something. Listen,
Right.
I look at I say my parents. My father and Tony are not married. They were divorced years and years and years ago. He was remarried since then. She never did. But they've been back together now for
8 years?
No.
10?
12? 13
It's been that long?
My right after my grandmother's passing, and I was still with Christina when my grandmother passed. So it's been years. Now he's talked about it and she's mentioned it, but he's mentioned it to me, but the trigger hasn't been pulled. I don't know if it's going to be. I hope it does just for them. To kind of make it final and official, but they've proved that it doesn't have to be.
Well, no, it doesn't. It really doesn't have to be.
Right.
But that was a stigma probably from like long ago times.
Right.
Now it's like,
Like at the end of the day, I know they're on each other's life insurance.
And shit like that.
And their will. So everything else is the way it would be if you were married.
Right. Right.
So the only thing separating it is that certificate that says you are.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Number 4. What was the hardest decision of your life?
Ooh, boy. Wow. There's been a few. A few maybe I could still rectify, but I don't know because time has passed. Like we talked about it before, but never say never. Breaking down and losing communication with people. Mainly, like I still have a grandmother that's alive.
Mhm.
We haven't talked in a long time. Differences in opinion, differences in life. Some things got said, and it was what it was.
You got to let them things go.
Yeah,
Me of all people, you're always like, you're better than me. You let shit go.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't, when we first started hanging out, that was impossible with me.
Right.
And I grew in that way. You know what I mean? You got to, dude. Because it'll eat it. You're carrying a burden that they don't carry.
Right.
It's not worth it.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got to let that shit go. And you got to get to Penn State is where you got to go.
Yeah, I definitely have to. I have to see my mom before. I talk to my mom every week. We email
right
2 or 3 times a week, so the communication level is there. I haven't pushed the issue because I know it's hard for her.
No, I know, but it's still not the same as hugging your mom.
Right. So yes, that has to happen for sure.
My hardest decision was my quote unquote second divorce from the only wife I've ever had.
Right.
I just knew to be the best father I could be, the best person for my kids going forward, that situation had to end the way it just had to. We grew up in a different time where people stayed together. Yeah. And you saw fighting and arguing and all that other stuff. And,
right.
My parents were together until the day technically they lived, their time, right?
Right.
Yours weren't. So we have that difference, right? Like your mom left when you were junior or something. But my dad died and my mom's never dated anybody since.
Right.
He'd strike her with lightning, but, so that was hard for me. That was hard for me to put myself in that situation. But ultimately, it wasn't. People can criticize you and say it was a selfish move, and they might want to talk shit. But if you really think about it, dude, that was the most selfless move.
Right.
I walked away with nothing.
You say
and willingly walked away with nothing. so that they stayed put and had a good life.
Right.
And they didn't have parents that argued and fought and
Right.
and that they were torn between stuff. Like I've always, I don't want to say tried to take the high road, but I always tried to steer clear of
Drama.
the shit that would stir around that.
Right.
And I just tried to keep it off of my kids. Like if it could be on me and never touch them,
Right.
that's what I tried to do. And that was a hard decision I had to make. And it hurt, there's parts of it that still hurt me to this day, but it had to
Right.
be made.
Yeah.
And for the right reasons.
Yep. No, I get it. I've been
The
there with
hardest
you.
decisions aren't always the wrong ones. Sometimes they're the right ones.
Right. Right. Listen, you're gonna come, and this is humans in general, people in general, are gonna come to many crossroads in their lives. And sometimes you take the easy one just because, and that's other times you got to really sit back and say, all right, this is going to suck, but a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, it's going to be the right move.
Well, they got that one quote. It's from one of the Harry Potter books. It says, there comes a time in your life where you got to choose between what's right and what's easy.
Right.
A lot of people just take the easy. Hey,
Yeah.
this it's easier to just do it this way.
Right.
But that doesn't mean it's right.
Right.
And short-term loss, long-term gain sometimes.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a short-term gain, long-term loss.
Correct.
So
Absolutely.
that was a tough one. These fucking questions are deep, bro.
They are.
Took us right out of the comedy
Dr.
realm.
Phil.
All right.
What the fuck?
The last one's pretty good though.
Yeah.
They're all pretty good, but I'm saying
They're
this
all
one's
pretty
upbeat. If you could make a playlist of your life in the last 10 years, what songs would be on it?
I'm going to make it brutal right off the bat. And it goes back to something you just said. It's an Elvis song, Walk a Mile in My Shoes.
Yeah.
I think you covered it, but walk a mile in my shoes. See what the fuck it's like to be me for an hour a day, a week, a month, a year.
Right.
Before you make a judgment.
Yeah.
That's what it really comes down to.
Yeah, but what songs would be like, think of the last decade.
That would be one for sure. Because you make decisions that are questionable, and sometimes they're right, sometimes they're not right. That would be one. Gloria Gaynor, I Will Survive.
Yeah.
It's a chick song, yeah, but you know what? It's true. You just got to keep on picking your shit up and going, man. You gotta keep pushing.
Yep. Mine would be Fun. Tonight. Remember, it was a WrestleMania song when
That's
WrestleMania.
right. Yeah, yep.
That would be one. Good Life would be another one.
Yep.
Locked Out of Heaven by Bruno Mars would be one.
Yep.
Man in the Box would be one.
Yep. We talked about that.
Man in Many Boxes over the last decade. It's hard because you think of all these songs, but what really defines your last 10 years?
Boy.
Like what truly defines your last 10 years? Mine would be Toby Keith. I ain't as good as it once was.
Yeah, we laughed about that.
We laugh about that all the time, but yeah, they would be the type of songs that are in there, but like songs that mattered to me over the last 10 years. The song we came into today, and this song was picked last week.
Okay.
Young Blood.
Oh yeah, you got it right away. Yeah.
Great song. Love that song. Hands Clap.
Yeah.
Because when we won the championship in 2016, that was the song. Hands Clap.
New York,
that would be one. Oh Christ, Shipping Up to Boston.
Yeah.
How many years of that song, meant big times in our life?
No shit. Trying to think.
My Way.
Yeah, definitely My Way. Sandstorm
was another big one. Yep.
That was the out near
you. It would be all over the map. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
oh yeah. Listen. It's Kenny Chesney, The Good Stuff.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a sad song, but it's like thinking about what's most important.
For a while there in that 10-year period, Give Me Back My Hometown.
Yeah.
That country song.
Yeah. Lips of an Angel.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's some good songs in there, that was a good. Purple Rain 81 came through, man. They were very good.
Purple Rain is not on that
Purple
list.
Rain is on my list.
Yeah,
it's part of the last 10 years.
Dick. As you're sitting Indian style.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God.
All right. What do you want to go to? Your favorite song?
Yeah.
Over and under, over and under, over and under, as we have done before.
We have done before.
We have.
Over and under, presented by Winnie.
Yes, sir. Number 1, flavored lemonades and teas.
Overrated.
Really?
Yeah.
But you're a tea guy.
Yeah, but so what? Just give me fucking tea.
Okay.
Like raspberry. If you had just like, you know, like iced tea versus raspberry tea versus peach tea, just give me the tea.
Tea is fine.
Yeah.
Plain tea.
Yeah. And
That's
like,
what I got. Yeah.
if you give me like pink lemonade versus strawberry, just give me lemonade.
Okay. All right. Overrated. Number 2, movie theater popcorn.
Underrated.
Now, the shit that goes on in the back rooms at movies, at movie theaters, you probably wouldn't want to eat this shit if you know.
Probably.
But yeah, it's fucking good stuff.
It is. And I'll tell you what, locally, my least favorite is Red Hooks. Because they put like real butter on it
They
or something.
do.
And it fucks it up. It like drenches it. It gets
Right.
like soggy.
Now I've seen
Really good popcorn, the Babe Ruth field right now.
always.
No, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen them the way they do it. And yeah, they put the popcorn in and then butter and then it's all layered and gets soggy and slimy.
Yeah.
So you're right.
Yep.
I would rather have no butter with a little bit of salt and I'm good to go.
Yep.
Number 3, snow cones or Italian ices.
Underrated.
Way underrated.
Way underrated. The only thing about snow cones is sometimes you don't get enough. You better get, they can't be cheap on the fucking,
On the syrup.
On the syrup.
No.
Yeah.
Because if we get to the bottom, it's just ice.
Yeah. Or the top is usually ice. It all runs into the bottom.
yeah,
You drink the cup.
That's right. Number 4, flip flops. And I don't mean slides.
Overrated.
I hate them. I wore them a lot as kids because they were fucking cheap. And I think it was the thing.
Yeah.
In Old Navy, every year would have their $2 flip flop sale.
Yeah.
That fucking sound.
That sounds like two fat people fucking. Flip flop, flip flop, flip flop.
And there's no cushioning whatsoever.
No.
0.
No. Nope.
Number 5, swimming pools.
Underrated, bro.
Way underrated.
Underrated.
I miss my dad being here, and I miss that pool in the summer.
Yeah. Even like when you were married, you guys had that nice pool we all hang out around and
Oh yeah,
up there.
Yeah, definitely. Oh shit, we spent summers in that pool. Just
as a
chilling.
kid, my parents had a pool, so it was, just
So there was that one weird week where I think Cougar never left.
Yeah.
He ended up staying over for like the entire week.
Yeah.
We kept driving to the Heights to get tobacco and fucking swam all week. It was a cool week. Number 6.
Oh, we got bonuses.
I got 2 bonuses. Number 6, and this is because where I was writing the list today. Laundromat yoga pants, the black shiny ones.
Highly underrated.
Yeah, they were in full force today.
Yeah.
Yes. And I could concur strongly with you.
highly underrated. And the color really doesn't matter.
No, but today it was the black shinies. We're all over the place.
The black shiny heinies today?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
And number 7, the McRib.
I'm going to say overrated. I like them. I really do like them.
Right.
But it used to be when they came around, you're like, yeah, they oversauce them sometimes.
They do.
If they're not oversauced, highly underrated.
Now, do you remember Ginsberg's in
Yes.
Hudson?
Yep.
So every spring, at the start of every like grilling season, my father-in-law, Rich, would go up there and he would get the case of burgers, the case of dogs, and the case of ribs. And it was the McRib.
Yeah.
So on the grill with a little bit of sauce on a fucking bun,
Phenomenal.
killer.
Yeah.
Way better than McDonald's ones. But the McDonald's ones, yeah, I think you remember them fondly as a kid, and then when you have them now, they're not quite what they used to be.
Right. Yep.
So, all right, there we go.
Cool. You want to go to, you got rabbit holes?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, this week's rabbit hole. So if you never listened to the show or you're first time listener or you just happen to be scrolling on Facebook and you see this at this point, our rabbit hole is basically what we watched on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, your sister's ass, the Pony Express, anything else
Whatever.
this week.
Yeah. So did you happen to catch any of the WWE pay-per-view?
I did not.
Okay, so they were in Puerto Rico
Yep.
for Backlash. And during was one of the semi-main events was the LWO, which is back in full force against the Judgment Day. And who makes a return but Savio Vega? The place went fucking
Savio Vega, huh?
nuts because
Yeah.
he's a Puerto Rican legend.
Okay.
But trumped that, dude. Do you remember the ovation Ziggler got when he won the title?
Yes.
Carlito came back,
And that blew that out?
It was twice as good as that.
Really?
He came down to the ring.
Was it a run-in or?
Yeah, it was a run-in to help the LWO. He came in with the shirt on, cleared house. It was funny because he cleared house with some punches. He hit a backstabber on Finn Balor, and then he hops up and out of his jeans, he pulls a complete apple that he did not manage to smash, took the bite, ended up spitting it in Dominic's face. But that led me to like wrestling returns, wrestling last matches and stuff like that. So I watched a lot of that this week. Didn't realize Paul Orndorff, his last, I mean, it was sad because he was definitely elder and he shouldn't have been in the ring. Had a last match in 2017.
Really?
He was in
terrible
shape.
No, I don't mean shape because he was probably in great shape, quote unquote shape, but he was
like 70.
Yeah, he was just being banged up and old.
But he dropped an elbow for the win.
Nice. Nice.
So a lot of that vintage wrestling stuff. Some more was SB Lawn Care.
Oh, yeah, SB Lawn Care. That dude's awesome.
That dude's, and he does most of that shit for free.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it drives people to his site.
He's making money off of YouTube on it for sure. But the dude dug up. He said it when he took the final, made the dump run. He took up over 3,000 pounds of sod.
1.5 tons.
Yeah.
Of sod.
Which uncovered an entire sidewalk that had been overgrown for years.
On one sidewalk?
House. One sidewalk.
Was 1.5 tons of dirt?
Of dirt and grass. Yeah.
Wow.
Like, holy shit. You watched him edge it, and then he went back with the thing and like got it all up, and then came back with the shovel and bagged it all. And then as he's putting on the truck, the bags are blowing wide open, so he's fucking rebagging it, all in fast forward, of course. Yeah. And then our rug guys, they showed what happens when you try to do that deeply into a cheap rug, and it basically took all the color
right out of
it. It was completely shot. He's like, yeah, he goes, I kind of knew this rug was not going to hold up when I started cleaning, but I wanted to do the video to show you what would happen. And more Memphis stuff, looking at stuff to do.
Well, you got a big trip coming up, so obviously that's going to be your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
My week this week was Matt Rife, Tom Segura.
Matt Rife, some really funny shit.
Yeah.
What's her name? The chick is blown up on TikTok. The mom.
Oh yeah, she has.
She is blown 100%. Up on TikTok.
It's funny how that works, right?
Yeah.
Those two were one. I'm trying to think of what. Oh, Star Wars. So much Star Wars stuff because if something cool comes across, they send it to Burke.
Yeah.
But once you get in the Star Wars side of TikTok, you're fucked. I'm just in there like half my feed is Star Wars now.
Yeah, your algorithm changes.
Yeah, it does. But I got quite a few like phenomenal plays in like Little League and Babe Ruth and shit.
Yeah.
Some really cool stuff. But speaking of which, on Friday night, I got the car on the road. I took Boston. We drove around, and then I dropped him off at the girls' varsity game. I went and dropped the car back off at home, and I came back because I didn't know if he needed a ride or if he was going to his mom's, whatever the deal is.
Yeah.
And I'm just parked out on the road, and I'm watching, and I watched a Saugerties walk-off. Ray Tucker's daughter hit a home run straightaway center, walked it off.
Oh, shit. That's awesome.
It was awesome, dude.
Hell yeah.
Another girl hit a laser to the fence. I thought it was going out, and it short hopped the fence.
Yep.
And hit a double, and I'm like, I didn't know it was 7. I didn't know what inning it was. I just pulled up.
That's cool.
So like she hits a 2-run double, ties it up, or no, scores a couple runs. The next girl ties. No, maybe that was the tying. She was the tying run.
Yeah.
And the girl hits the walk off.
That's cool.
It was fucking wild, dude, to see that.
Nice.
And that was in person though. But yeah, I same stuff. You know, you watch the rugs get cleaned. You watch this. You watch that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that kind of stuff. All funny shit though. A lot of fails and a lot of dirty shit.
Yeah, that's all over TikTok shit that I definitely can't repeat. The car repo guy, I watched a lot of again this week. I was watching him. You were pulling in today. Yo, that's a shit job.
It's a shit job. It's a dangerous job too.
Very well. This is the one he was at today. The dude was a known gangbanger. He shows up saying he's going to do inspection on the car. He's like, if I brought it to, and after they got into it, the guy's like, you're not getting my keys. He's like, man, I tried coming down here man to man handle. He goes, I know if I brought my truck, your boys would have said that they saw the tow truck. And they were trying to, it's funny, they were trying to repo Kia Soul.
Great.
Yeah. So,
He's a gangbanger with a Kia Soul.
Gangbanger with a Kia Soul. A big
Who
dude,
knew?
too.
Who knew?
Some big fuck.
Yeah, but they were roomy, bro.
Yeah, they were roomy. Always comfortable.
I like the Soleil, man. I thought it was awesome.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, Boston sees him now, and he's like, man, I kind of missed that car.
Of
Yeah,
course.
no shit you did, dude. Yeah.
That'll be the car he'll want, like, when he's
That'll be his
50.
opposite of his Camaro that
Yeah,
he'll drive. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, so that was it, man. That was it for my week. It was a little busy, a little crazy.
It went, the week went by.
Fast and slow, depending on the day.
Right, the days off went by fast, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yep. Well, what's nice is the end of the month, I got a couple long weekends, which will help.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to get back out in golf maybe this Friday again.
Cool.
This week. So
Cool.
as long as the weather's nice, we'll see how it rolls
It's
out.
supposed to, it's going to be warm. That's
Yeah.
for sure. AC will go in for good this week at some point.
Yeah, because once it starts getting 75, 80 during the day,
It never
it's
cools
never,
off
especially
enough.
if you're upstairs, it doesn't cool down for you.
Nope.
You end up sweating your balls off.
Your floor was cold, though. That was nice.
Yeah. I still don't know why you didn't take the extra bed.
Because I'm an idiot.
Because you are an idiot. But I'm good, dude, unless you got something else.
No, we got more to do, so.
All right. Well, bring us home then.
All right. For G-Mac, this is Winnie. This has been the Outlaw Blitz podcast. And as always, take it deep.